Welcome to Club Domingo, brought to you by Cyclone Comics.
Just press record, Gary. Let's
Press
get
record. Good morning.
this out of the way.
Monday morning.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. How you going?
Great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yes.
Yeah. What's on your frontage there?
Monday morning. That's you've seen this one before, I
Oh,
think.
have I?
Matthew Martin during COVID did
Yeah, right.
one of the things he draws a lot, which is a fish,
Yeah.
and then put a mask on it. I think the money went somewhere. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's the
Which makes no sense because it's underwater.
That's right. Exactly. That's Matthew Martin all over. I,
Yeah.
I,
Hey, have you got any news? You got any updates on the GP front?
I finished remastering issues 1 to 4 this morning, just before we came on. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. It was like, jeepers. That was the last page, and I've just finished remastering that one this morning.
So much Letrotone.
I know, and the Letrotone, and like, can you see that
Yeah.
row there, right?
Yeah. You're kidding, right? Yeah.
See how I like there's a repeated image
Yep.
across all four,
Yeah.
and the bottom is repeated across three of them, and
Yeah.
I did that with paint, like inking it once and photocopying it, pasting it down, etc., etc. Because that was the quick and easy way to do it, and it's like that was like it would have been so much easier to remaster if if I just redrawn each one of them
Oh,
instead, and it was because the photocopies being pasted, so like those two are photocopies, and these three Russells are photocopies, and
yeah.
they flaked. It's just carbon on top of
Yep. Yep. Yep.
paper, so they flaked, especially where I had to cut the Letrotone around them, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
the glue had made marks on them, and then of course a photocopy is not as clear as the original drawing anyway, so. That's in several places across a few of the issues that
Photocopy.
I had to reconstruct the photocopying that I had done because it saved time then. And oh man, it was just wow.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the Letrotones to save time for doing hatching and
Pho-
cross hatching. And
Photocopy is dangerous. Yeah. Always bromide if you've got to repeat anything to keep the
oh,
density of line. But if you don't have those resources, then
you don't have
photocopy is
yeah,
go to. Yeah.
yeah.
But photocopies and Letrotone. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible to remaster.
Yeah.
It probably won't show up here, but it's like, I don't know if I ever noticed it before, but the tail on that balloon, I didn't cut the Letrotone out. So I fixed that. And this bit of the cloud, I didn't cut the Letrotone out, so I fixed
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
there's been little things I fixed, and things I had to remaster in ways I didn't think. I thought I was just going to clean up a scan. I absolutely thought the 4 issues would have taken a month all up.
God.
And that simple pages I was actually getting through two a day for a while, even with these really oversized scans of the first issue, which were very large, um, but yeah, so I was getting through two a day on simple pages, but like that's a simple pages, no ledger tone.
Yeah.
I don't think I had too much trouble with the tone of the ink on the page, etc. And then other pages,
Do you
a page a day, and then sometimes 2 days for a page. It was crazy.
Do you use four tiers a lot during? I haven't really sat down to flick through those issues that notice, but have you used four tiers a lot across those issues?
I'm not sure. It's not a foregone conclusion that it'll be 4 tiers, but I could like there's another spread and there's four
Yeah, right.
four
Okay.
tiers on one and three
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
other.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'd have to actually sit and do the sums. Who wants to do sums?
Who wants to do sums? Well, congratulations, because that is
Oh,
such a large hurdle. And
yeah,
now,
fantastic.
the next thing is just getting it to press, the pre-press.
Yeah, I just realized this morning because I opened up the InDesign as well, the InDesign document, which you've so kindly done the introduction, which is fantastic, and that's already in there. Michael wrote an afterword, which I just double checked this morning as well. A couple of grammatical things in there, but that's pretty much all of that stuff is in there already, just waiting for the pages to drop in.
Yeah.
I think I've got room for one more quote on the back. And I reading it this morning, I was thinking, oh, I think I was going to ask or nudge that person a few more times to get a quote, but I think I'll just leave it now. I've got Ashley Wood and you and King's Comics quoting on the back.
Yep.
I've got a couple of other quotes that I've collected over the time. And I'm trying to keep the quotes relevant to when these were initially published, trying not to get a quote like I got quotes when we released number 8 from like The Beat and Bleeding Cool and Comic Book News. But they were kind of really relating to number 8. And I thought that's disingenuous to use those quotes for a reprint.
Oh, fuck it. No. That's a quote from Gary Chaloner. Oh, fuck it. All ages comic fair.
One of the quotes I've got from you that I nearly used was, "Of course I love greener pastures. Who doesn't?" Like that's an actual quote from you. You wrote that to me once when I asked you for a quote.
and my thoughts on the matter haven't changed.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I was looking at I don't know, something from maybe Chris Thompson. I don't know how well he's known, but he's expat Australian now living in Sicily, but is the managing editor of the heavy metal relaunch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you have mentioned him a couple of times. Yeah.
I got a couple of quotes from him. I've just got them on the screen, but I've actually got a quote from the Sydney Morning Herald from I think when we published number 1, maybe I'm pretty sure it was around the time we published number 1, which sounds quite highfalutin. And I think I only came across it in between doing the layouts for the trade paperback and finally finishing the remastering. So yeah, that surfaced. So I think I might use that as well. Let me see if I can bring it up. It says. It says, Greener Pastures is indicative of the international maturation of the comic literary form. Yeah, baby, that sounds cool. I might put that on the back cover.
Yeah, that makes my comments pale.
I like Greener Pastures.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. You don't like it?
You've got a better quote than that, a slightly better quote than that, but yeah.
And have you got all of your front cover, issues or problems that you may have had in the design wrap? Is that all set to go as well? Front covers.
I love the front cover.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Pretty ready to go.
Yeah. Cool. So that's all really great news.
Yeah. Should I use this quote from Cheese TV, also from way back in the day? I love these comics. They're so cool. That's a good one, right?
Yeah. You read a lot into that. That's very deep.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Cheese TV.
Nearly ready to go, except for an ISBN or an ISSN.
ISSN.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're trade paperbacks, aren't you? That's not a regular issue, but it's a part of a series.
It is going to be part of a series of trade paperbacks eventually.
Maybe get advice on that.
I'm talking to you, dickhead.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Don't ask me because I need to re-reference this every single time the subject comes up. I have to make sure that I'm saying the right thing because, yes, there is the tricky thing of although you have a spine and it's a freestanding one-off book, you've labelled it Volume 1 and Volume 2 coming, so it's in a series. So
yeah.
I still think with a spine and library-based, being able to get into libraries and stuff, I think it's still an ISBN. But having said that, I don't trust me.
Okay. I keep on forgetting this could get in the libraries now. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
How do we do that? How do we get him in the libraries?
Get in touch with Queenie Chan and she'll be able to help you. She has all the contacts. She's got a document, I think, on how to do it. So get in touch with Queenie. She might be able to help you out.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be a good start. I have a feeling she's kind of let that go now. As you know, as we do, we set up processes and systems and then let them go. You
We
know,
don't, do we?
I have. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
that's
I
something.
will.
Yeah, something to. That's a big part of the pie is getting that trade paperback into libraries.
Yeah. That might impact how many I order to print. We've got about 100 from the Kickstarter that need printing, and then whatever I think I would normally sell at conventions over the next couple of years or so, and then haven't even thought about comic shops, how many I might get into a few comic shops around and about. So
Yeah. Right.
um,
Yeah.
it's a lot less stressful now with or doing your initial print run. Now that it's digital, like you can actually do a pretty low print run, and it's not a big deal that it's if you're going to print again in 2 years' time, you know.
Yep.
So
That's right. Yeah, it does make it a hell of a lot easier, doesn't it?
yeah,
Instead of the minimum run 10,000. What?
yeah,
Oh, I want to park my car in my garage.
yeah, exactly. Oh my God, so many greener pastures in the garage, except for 2, 3, and 4,
That's funny. That's
4,
funny.
9.
Greener pastures in your garage instead of
That's right.
out on the lawn.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yes. So you're in the honeymoon glow of you need a cigarette. A honeymoon glow of having a project sort of close to completion.
Close, but I don't. I like that's nothing.
It's a
Close,
big hurdle though. It's a main
yeah.
hurdle jumped.
Close is nothing. I've got to recontact Baden to see if the quote has changed and by how much, and hopefully he's still got the paper I want. I still want the kind of newsprinty type of paper, and so we'll see how that
Yeah.
goes. So
Yeah.
that's all on the list today to start getting all of that stuff done. Look back into ISBN um, and the quote. I think they're the main two things. So. Um, and I know my biggest, what do you call it? Um, uh, the biggest impetus to get this finished should have been the uh, the Kickstarter backers who have been long suffering, well over a year now, and mostly patient. It's been fantastic. That should be my big impetus to get this done. But really, like I've got a convention in a couple of weeks' time, and a couple of weeks, I don't know how many weeks soon in Goulburn. No, actually, I think it is only 2 weeks. So I'm hoping I can get it printed in time to take it to Goulburn for Geek Expo. It'd
Wouldn't that
be
be great to have that done?
yeah, because I've got basically no 2s, 3s, and 4s to sell. So
Yeah.
at the table, it would be only ones because we got that reprinted once. I don't have the other copy here. No, we got that reprinted once, and so I've still got overs of the initial of the
Right.
second printing
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that.
So a couple of weeks. Yeah. I don't know. You know, Baden can be pretty fast when he wants to be.
Yeah, yeah. It's Monday, Easter Monday, so nobody's at work. I can't even really ring him, but I might ring him tomorrow and see what he
It's
says.
the Monday, and knowing Baden, he's probably in at work.
He possibly is. I might,
Okay.
like I said, I'll email him today. Yeah, he'd be if he's in today, and so he can catch up on things without people like me calling him.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
So
Well,
Baden, for those that don't know, Baden Kurgan from Jeffrey's Printing, been my go-to since I started printing comics again, um, and a lot of people in Australia do that too.
mm. Have you done your spine? That's most important. Your spine text, and
Yeah, no, but I just again this morning I saw the note from Baden about how thick he thinks the spine is likely to be. So it's a bit hard to tell with this paper because we haven't done a lot of
yeah,
spine
right,
books on this paper.
right.
But yeah, so haven't done it yet. And he wants. Have you had it print? You haven't had like a square bound book printed with Baden, have you?
Only the Ledgers books.
The Ledgers books. Yeah, you did the production on those, yeah.
Yeah, a few of them. Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool. Because he says in the note that he likes the outside covers to be a spread. Is that right? Is that how you did it?
like covers to be a spread. Yeah,
Yeah. So you didn't give him a front cover and then the rest of the book and a back cover and then a separate.
I gave him covers as a separate file.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
easy.
the interiors were single pages so that he could impose it the way his machines would like it imposed.
Yeah,
And the covers were done, front cover on the right, back cover on the left, and the spine based on his width recommendation in the middle is a single flat file, and then
yeah,
the insides as well.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And if I do that, because I think InDesign now, I've never had to do it, but I think InDesign now enables you to do different size pages in the one document. Didn't used to be able to do that.
I think you still
Um,
do that. Yeah.
so if I do a spine of a certain width, and he doesn't like it, he should be able to change that in InDesign himself. No, I'll be giving him a PDF. All right. Anyway, this is all
That,
conversation for
that
later.
that flies against your anal personality of allowing a printer to or an
Yeah,
outside party. Not dissing Baden because he knows what he's doing,
yeah,
but
yeah,
uh,
yeah. Because
yeah.
that's the other thing with the 2 week deadline. I really should see a print proof before he presses go
Yeah, but at
totally.
least you're in the same state.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if push comes to shove, you can bolt down to wherever the proof is.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know Jeffries. I know they've moved and expanded and done all different kinds of things over the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
they weren't just down the road from you like they used to be because you were pretty close at one stage, weren't you?
Oh, not that close, but
Pretty close, weren't you?
not that close. But he's not that much further away either.
He's down
Where,
Milterra now, isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Still a bit of a drive out to that industrial sort of area.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Still, if you need to check out a proof and then press the go button because you've only
yeah,
got 2 weeks.
yeah, for sure. Are you listening, Baden? You getting in the live stream here? Um,
Yeah, this comes out on Thursday. It's already too late.
yeah.
By Thursday, when this show goes live,
Oh,
or live when it goes live, because we're not live, but anyway, when the pre-recorded conversation gets uploaded on Thursday,
yeah,
your book could be out the door by then, and
yeah.
on the way to the printers.
Oh, I hope so. One way or the other, I'm getting the book to him like today or tomorrow.
Excellent.
So yeah.
What a wonderful feeling.
Oh boy, a long time coming. It's a really the big interesting thing for me is that since day one at a convention, it's always been just the floppies on the table, maybe some t-shirts or whatever.
What's your language?
Not a euphemism. So to now have the beginning of having like a trade paperback on the table as well is cool.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is you always wanted to do it, but this has been
Yeah,
a plan that recently was hatched way before even the movie was
yeah,
consigned. So
absolutely.
yeah, hurdles jumped. Just takes time and persistence. Which brings me to a thing that I wanted to talk about today, which was the big question that I was going to drop on you. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I better say it the right way. What does success look like to you?
Oh wow, what a great question.
Because it's different to everyone. I've been thinking about different creators, Australian creators, and just
Mhm.
the path that they've taken. Obviously, their ideas of success are wide and varied. So I just thought I'd put it to you, and I've been thinking a bit about it myself as well. So I know you've had no time to think about it, but
What's your answer?
I want your answer
No,
first.
yeah. So I guess I'm trying. What I'm thinking through here is have I changed my answer since 1995? And I don't know that I really have. I'd like to be able to make a living, as small as it might be, from producing my own comic
Right.
from.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
and
my answer's changed heaps since the early days. They're quite different now, but again, that's just a different mindset and lifestyle. But yeah, continue. Go on.
yeah. Well, yeah. So there was a period where I'm newly married, and therefore, like, there's not much that the money has to pay for. But then when you've got a mortgage and two kids, it's like, well, the success of the comic would have to be rather large to enable that. So um, it felt like it was well out of reach. But now that I have grown children and mortgage is not as much of an issue, um, we that seems like it's possible to be like semi-retired and have the comic, bring in maybe not an income, but do more than pay for itself. I would love it to do more than pay for itself.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
and part of that success is also the fact that you get to, or we get to go to all of these conventions and see friends and make new friends and get fans and et cetera, et cetera. Like that's a really cool part of it as well. I feels successful that people like the comic and want more and bemoan the fact that it's taking so long between issues and so yeah, I think there's lots of like it's a big wide grey area that what does success look like? I want to be able
What's your
to.
language?
Not a euphemism. I would
Okay.
like to know that I could sit at the drawing board all day, every day to draw the comic um to its final page and have that all published and available. Um, and that I sometimes I think like that is the very base level of success. Have I
Yeah.
been able to, via whatever machinations, get to the point where the final page is published and available for readers?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Within a realistic time of one issue is finished, start the next one, and it can be released in a reasonable amount of time as well.
yeah. But all the way to the end,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I'm after, to the end of the story.
Yeah. A big thing for me is the older I get, the more I'm more concerned about people reacting to the characters and being interested and invested in the characters more so than in my career path. I was thinking about, of course, we're not the American industry in any way, shape, or form, and yet we tend to shadow our wants and needs based on American career paths sometimes. Not all the time, but just in a general sense. And I think on the American front, the US front, there's a couple of people that are gold star winners at comics, to my mind, and that's the career path of Mike Mignola with his
Absolutely.
Hellboy character that has been made into movies and it's got a strong following and it's been spun off into many spin-off titles. And he's basically king of the mountain as far as I can tell, like after many years of being an outsider to a certain extent, even within his own head. But he, backed his characters, and they've worked for him, or his main Hellboy character.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's the Hernandez brothers and Love and Rockets, where they've just, they draw and they release a comic, and they draw and they release a comic, and they're highly regarded, and each issue is welcome and fated as a high quality standard product. So those two creative partners, the Hernandez brothers and Mignola, I'm sure there are others that I could rattle off as well if I think about it, but they just come to my mind as far as winning at American comics.
Yeah.
And then there's also the current hits like the Dork title that Brett Bean is producing. Hopefully he'll have the longevity to be able to keep on creating interesting and sales-worthy comic hits. But yeah, I think for me, it's a case of agreeing with you about being able to have the time to produce regularly and having issues finished, stories finished and put out there and released.
Yeah.
However, whether it's in print or on the web or whatever, just finishing and then being able to publish it as you best see fit.
Yeah. And
for people to invest themselves in the characters. I think that's becoming more and more important to me, and that's also my greatest frustration is there's been so little Jackaroo material released over the years that no one really has a solid idea of where I want to go and what I want to do with the character.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like an unfulfilled promise that a lot of people might think he's this, but he's not necessarily that based on what I've got in my head. So it's really a driving force for me to be able to get that on paper and get reactions from people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is very much a non-commercial. It is an invisible commercial push, I suppose, if you have a popular character that begets making some money. So, one equals the other. But I'm more concerned about writing decent stories that fulfill the potential of the characters that I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Rawr! There's a fly in my studio. I'm not clapping what I just said. Gary, smart. I'm being King Kong in my studio. Anyway, yeah.
Financial success is more likely to follow if you get that reader engagement. So you're talking about reader engagement as being a measure of success, and then if you can get publishing and marketing and distribution in line, then reader engagement equals
but
is more
knowing
likely.
knowing that the publication side of things is a very bumpy road and it's changing, the emphasis is changing by the month as far as what is the best way to move forward with your publishing options. And we've covered this and talked about it like heaps before on this show. Your requirements vary, or the best way to move forward varies. And you have to be light on your feet to be able to make the right decisions. But as you say, the characters and the stories come first, and hopefully the interest grows, and because of that, sales grow as well, or interest from other publishers grows and things, and you can start, expanding your base from there. But it all goes back to making sure that your stories are what you want to tell, and the character is what you want to be, and that you're confident and happy with getting it out there, even if you're just dealing with 20 or 50 readers. That to me would be far more satisfying than not having anything done at all, and just being very frustrated that Jackaroo is just a spirit rip-off, but Australian, or a Crocodile Dundee, or this, that, and the other. I don't want it to rest at that, So,
have you heard that? Have people said that too? That's what they think it is.
That's my perception of what people think, and there have been.
Why is that your perception? Have you heard it?
I've read it a couple of times on overseas websites that I wouldn't expect to know too much about the Jackaroo. And again, I haven't produced the pages to make that opinion change. So what I've got to do is get the stories out there, and that change. And then
I've said that to you, right? That I could definitely smell Eisner in the air when I first picked up the first of the cyclones that I got. Not a euphemism. I could see that there, but it like within pages it had already moved beyond what.
Prestige. I accept, of course, I accept the compliment of being told that I'm very Eisner-ish, but I look at my art and I just can't see anything that's similar to Eisner whatsoever. But I can understand the smell of the whiff of Eisner. I can
O.D. Eisner.
O.D. the toilet of Eisner.
Yeah. So here we are in April. Where are you at now? Like getting the pages done. So to contextualize that a little bit more, like I've said the last few episodes, I'm working my way through all of the old episodes, and I'm up to like number 50, 51, 52. And somewhere in there was like in those last three that I just said, you were saying, if it hadn't been for these couple of things that happened this week, I would have art to show you this week. And it's like, it's just this big frustration week after week. So hot, and there's one of them.
There's
one of the frustrations.
And it'll be out the way this week as well. So
that's some freelance work.
That's some freelance work. It's just a CD cover, but it's been mentally, plaguing me a little bit. So I've got to get it out the way. But while that is happening, while I'm drawing that, I've still been working on every other aspect of the Jackaroo, which when it does hit, I need I've been working on a website. In fact, two websites. Of course, there's the Jackaroo website and there's the Wolfman website. So there's, to promote both projects. So
it wouldn't be that hard to work on the third one then, right? You want to do a Greener Pastures website?
You've got one, haven't you?
It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter who does it, including like if I do it, it just means it's just as much work for me to do it because I've got to figure out content that's not for you to figure out. So sorry, I'm being facetious, but yeah, you're right. There's
what is looming and what is pushing me forward to get this CD cover out the way and to clear the table for drawing of Jackaroo is Beaumont Jardine. He's got a new project called The Chronicles of Wolfen coming out in May, or kickstarting in May, that uses one of my characters, now that he's finished his 9 issues of Nightside.
Yeah.
He's been finished that for ages, but he's actually had it published and released. His next project is 4 issues. I think it's 4 issues or 5 issues of the Chronicles of Wolfen, and that features one of my characters in it. So I think it's very important that by the time Bo goes live with his Wolfen campaign, that I've got some stuff at least online to show to explain where this character fits in the scheme of things.
Yeah, and that character is in Bo's comic is non-canon to your comic, though.
That's right. Yeah. Because Bo's universe is Bo's universe, and he basically has his interpretations of the characters. So it doesn't affect my continuity at all. But it just, it's listed in his comic as this character is created by Gary Chaloner, and I need the A prime character to be out there to be able to define what Bo's doing to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, cool. All right.
Mm.
Well, that's not a bad what do you call it? Impetus or carrot to use to get it done.
Yeah. Not that I need anything more than I just want to get it done, but it's an obvious thing that take advantage of Bo's internet success and kickstarting success and roll on with that. Yeah.
And there's always something getting in the way, like your CD cover there. Like, well, we Anne-Marie and I had a schedule written up to get these pages remastered, and honestly, the last day to get them done was the 31st of March. Like, and it was a fine schedule, and we were keeping to it. And then a couple of things happened, and now it's like nearly a week after the 31st of March, and it's like now I'm finished. Like, it's just this continuous extensions like that.
And these people are just say, well, just do it. Just, you mustn't be that enthused about your characters and the work and the comics and stuff. Just do the art comes first. Just do the art. Fuck everything else. And it's like, fuck you. That is just so wrong because you obviously don't have a life. Life gets in the way.
It's not always possible.
Yeah, it's not always possible, particularly when you need to earn money.
Yeah.
So it's okay taking that highfalutin attitude about arts and comics and stuff like that, and when you're working on it, be that way. That's totally fine. But as a fuck everything else and do your comics when you've got a rates payment or a mortgage payment to make. Exactly. Like the bank manager wins every single time.
Yeah. So is that what success looks like? The fact that all of this other stuff can be taken care of without impinging upon your ability to be at the drawing board for the time that you want to be there, whether that's 9 to 5 or 8 till 8 or 3 days a week or 7 days a week or whatever like that. I think that in the end that feels to me what success looks like if that's being financed by the work that's coming off the drawing board. That's what I would like. If the page is coming off the drawing board, finance enough of my life that I can stay at the drawing board, that's really what I want. And it requires a really good story and good art and the ability to distribute your comic, whether it's digitally or physically. Like, all of those things have to come, but that I think that's really what I'm aiming for success wise.
Yeah.
Like, was it last week we talked about it, or recently when I'm saying I don't want to be doing other work to prop up the comic, as in I don't want the finances of other work to be propping up the comic, like on a Kickstarter. I don't like a tier there that says Tim will come and do your gardening for $1,000 as a tier, and you get a free comic with it. It's like, no, that's I want buy a recreation of a page or buy a commission. Like, that's as far outside of that I want it to go. But otherwise, I want the comic to be generating its own financial success.
Because there are flow-on subjects from that, as far as how do I say this clearly without putting a foot in my mouth?
Who are you worried about?
Who am I worried about?
Yeah, you worried
I'm
about.
not worried about anyone. Anyway,
What are you
so
trying to say there, Gary?
to be able to release issues that, as you just said, that are financially covered with the sales of the previous one, or the comic pays for itself. That's all
Yeah.
well and good.
Yeah.
And even to the point where you don't have to jump through hoops of doing a Kickstarter campaign, which
Yeah.
you're dealing with an American company. Who knows what's happening with the American politics, and Kickstarter may not be around in 2 years. I mean, it might all just fall in on itself based on what's happening. So you need to be able to have a method or a pathway that is relatively rock solid, or that you're being able to be adaptable with to get your product out there, which harkens back to me and my, not idea, but my resolution to be web-based first, with the print editions flowing from that, and using socials as best as you can, but not relying on them. Using Kickstarter if you really need to, but only if it's a healthy option.
Yeah. If I had spent the last year doing new pages and therefore publishing new comics via Kickstarter, I probably would be now, like after a year's worth of doing that, I'd probably now be seriously looking at phasing that out and just looking at just doing my own pre-sale and sale,
right,
full
okay,
stop.
yeah.
Either via own indie or via social media or whatever.
Your own promo push.
Yeah, that's
outside
right.
of the structure of Kickstarter or any crowdfunding.
So there would be no Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
There would be a marketing campaign to say this launches in 1 month's time, 2 weeks' time, tomorrow, whatever. And then just taking in the orders like we do on our own indie store pages.
That's right. Yeah.
But I think I've said this to you before. I'm pretty sure that I want to do a good year's worth of Kickstarter first, just to get that flowing and having people understand that there is a rhythm to this. Before seriously thinking about it. I'm not saying that I'm going to do it after 4 more Kickstarters, but at that point, I'll start to look at, can we wean Greener Pastures off of a crowdfunding.
Right, yeah. That'd be a great position to be in, where your promo push is enough to get the results you need to keep on producing material.
Yeah, and maybe it'll be an experiment. Maybe because I'm intending on alternating between Greener Pastures and Greener Pastures Team Up, and maybe one of those will come off of Kickstarter as the experiment, while the other one stays there, and see how they run.
Yeah, right, okay. Because you're still considering, and it's pretty much locked in, that you're going to tackle Team Up #1 next.
Yeah, that's the next cab off the rank. Yeah.
Which I reckon will really be a big charge for you, because you'll be working with all these other artists and inking a lot of their stuff, and you'll be getting the batteries charged up big time for when you do go to Greener Pastures issues.
Yeah.
You're going to be surging with power.
Exactly. I'll be Super Saiyan Tim. I feel like it'll be a quicker turnaround. So that also will give me more power to myself. Just to get another one done, and then right, let's because there's, what is it, 16 pages to ink. 14, I think it's 14 pages to leather and ink and a cover to do. But so that's quite small compared to whatever it might be, 24 pages to pencil, leather and ink and a cover to do, and etc. So yeah, get Team Up 1 done and out the door, something fun. Again, hopefully by the time I go do my second convention of the year, which is looking more like June, it's probably asking a bit much that I get it done by then, but it could be possible. Even if the Kickstarter is still running while I'm at conventions, I'll have them on the table, because I'm going to pre-print before I go to Kickstarter this time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, yes. So idea of success, and some people are more able to pour more hours of their day into drawing. That's just different life, and probably a young person as well who doesn't have as many commitments. But as soon as you start getting to our age, there are other things that just all at your time.
I also feel like we just gather barnacles, which like stuff around us and things, like I haven't really looked at emails for 2 weeks. I barely looked at any emails for 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
no joke, there's probably 1,000 unread emails there now. And it's like,
Right.
what do I do about getting rid of this? Like, it's just, so
Create folder, unread emails. Select all
yeah,
unread.
no, I
Slide
mean,
into folder.
just to stem the flow in the first place. So, you know, well, one of the emails that I get regularly, and there's several iterations of it, is from LinkedIn, about jobs that are going. I'm going, like, I'm not in a yeah, I'm not in a mindset of even worrying about that anymore. I should just get rid of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and anytime Anne-Marie, buys a ticket to anything or signs up for anything, she always signs up for the email. Go, you've got to not tick that box. I'm constantly unsubscribing to her emails that she doesn't even want in the first place.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, what does success look like to you? Maybe that's a question we can put out to our viewers and listeners as well, and they can drop an email to clubdamingo@cyclonecomics.com.au, just with a short sentence or paragraph saying who they are. We probably know them anyway, but just for the hell of clarity, and what their idea of success is, what they're striving for, to see whether they have any kind of clarity, or they're just staggering forward, going, draw comics, sell comics, do it. But whether there's any end game.
Again, there was a while, again, when I was younger, where success was, you know, trying to get comics and comic strips and cartoons into every publication I could find, and make a little bit of money here, there, and everywhere like a freelancer. And again, it's like then you're a successful cartoonist, but not necessarily a successful comic book creator, because you're doing lots of cartoons and strips and
Yeah.
again, to bring up other people, like I'm pretty sure I would look at someone like Jason Paulos back in the day and go, that looks like success, right? Because he's doing heaps of pages. They always look fantastic. He's publishing them himself. The kind of like, that looked to me at the time like something that felt a bit successful. I don't know what Jason thinks of it at the time, but yeah. So yeah,
But he seems to be in a he
and
seems to be in
looking
a
at you
position.
guys, but yeah, we'll get on to you guys in a minute. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
He seems to be in a position, looking from the outside in, that he's got quite a popular character. In fact, several. He's got the Hairbut universe, and he's got the Eek universe, and he's got the Phantom stuff that he does. And you think that there's a recipe there for, he's on the way for,
Well, that's now, right? So now, you look at him again and you go, is this like this looks like success, as in you're pumping out Phantom pages and covers, and but again, like, what does success look like for Jason? Is
and it's a very personal thing. Everyone will differ.
Yeah.
And like you got Peter Lane and his Sky's Cavern Library, which to me is still chugging along very tightly, and he's got his head screwed on as far as how to promote and market it. He's obviously got his thoughts together on where he wants to be 5-10 years down the track. It's a clear vision, and a strong set of characters as well.
And then you've got the fact that he's getting international publication now as well, as part of furlough from Antarctic Press.
Yeah.
And then that opens up the whole idea of like, not even thinking about people like Tom Taylor and Nicholas Scott and John Sommeriver, Daniel Picciotto, etc., who are working for the big two. Their success is, can I land a regular gig on something that gathers me a fan base, I guess. And someone like Tom Taylor is well entrenched in that. People follow him from one publication to the next, because he's got quite the fan base for his writing. And I guess someone like Daniel Picciotto, who's not, he's not a 24-year-old, right? But he's younger than us. But he's only been in the Marvel, like on the Marvel books, I guess, for a couple of years now, maybe. It travels fast, time passes fast. So I guess he's trying to gather that fan base as well. And something that we've spoken about many times is that success for someone like John Someriva, who went through that period of doing independent superhero comics, moving into working for the big two or whatever, and now is back doing IP that he owns, co-owns with Tom Taylor, recently with Neverlanders. Like, is that the success? The fact that you get to own your IP, and it is also internationally published, and because then there's the other people who have been doing it on webtoons, or not even on webtoons, like just making a comic and then pitching it to international publishers and getting book deals, and then one book deal after the other. Some of our peers in Australia are like on their third book, third or fourth, third or fourth book, and are able to live in between times uh, while producing a 150 or 200 page book or whatever.
Yeah, Lee Chalker sent a link the other day to a YouTube bloke who was talking about art life, or art/work was the title of the book. And it was like the 5 things that you need to know about writers. And I think it was artwork. I think that was the title. Anyway, what I took away was the first one. And he looked at the camera and said, most successful writers have a day job. And most people think that just because you've got a successful book or series of books out there that you're sitting pretty, but that's not necessarily the case, because publishing has changed so much over the last 20 years.
Yeah,
and even success and what that means has changed over the years as well. Yeah. So for that to be the first thing that comes out of this guy's mouth as he's reviewing this book, like most successful writers have a day job.
Yeah.
And that's quite not surprising. It's a little bit shocking, a little bit surprising. But when you think about it, you go, well, yeah, of course you need some sort of supplemental income, whether it's your wife or partner working and setting aside time for you to be able to do the thing. That's a variation of day jobbing. It's just allowing time for you to sit behind the drawing board, which is what we've railed at all the time. We're not good examples of productivity because of what we've been through over the last year and a half or so. But it's an example of us working through the shit that we've got to get through to get behind the drawing board again. More comics more often is our motto, or your motto, our motto, the show's motto.
It'll be everybody's motto.
Yeah, we're not good examples of it. We totally understand that, but there's this striving for that. Like we're aiming, we're getting closer. I mean, you finishing your book and being able to get closer to drawing team up or inking team up is a great example of that.
Yeah. You'll know it when you start seeing the pages appear on the wall. I've purposefully left that wall blank, because that's where I'll be hanging pages as they're finished.
Yeah.
I'm
still at the point of I don't know whether I should, as I draw a project, like Bo used to. He'd post unfinished pages, half-finished pages, finished pages, a whole sequence, and he won't care. He just posts to say, this is what I'm doing. Are you interested, kind of thing. And I don't know whether I'm split down the middle between doing that same thing or just hoarding it all until I'm set to press launch on a website or get something printed and release that. But I can see the appeal of showing in progress artwork. So I think I might err on the side of going down that path.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will. Yeah. It's part of that is being chained to the social media treadmill, and if you don't post something every day or so, or twice a day, people don't see what you're doing. So if you want, especially like, again, we're in April and I'm hoping that I might be able to get Team Up done by June, right? If I want to launch a Kickstarter, I kind of need to regather the algorithms to the eyeballs that might be interested kind of now, So, and like in all honesty, the reason why I've been so quiet on social media, for the last year, probably, like I don't really post much. It's mostly only ever been about the movie, where I've been. Like it'd be stupid not to be posting about the movie.
Right. Yeah.
I've been so quiet on social media because I'm so embarrassed about how long it's taken between the Kickstarter and the finishing of the trade paperback. And I don't want to be putting out there that I'm doing other stuff or
Yep.
what. So once that monkey's off my back any day now, um, I probably will start spending a bit more time posting to social media as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And definitely once the pages are on the board, you'll be seeing, at least one post a day of what I'm working on that day, I guess.
And the funny thing about what you're mentioning about being on for social media is I don't think Bo, as our example, he gives two shits about social media. He just doesn't. He just hops on, posts stuff that he wants to post, and then he goes back and keeps on drawing again. He's not a social media animal.
But that works, right?
Oh, it works for him, yeah, and it
I'm
works.
excited.
Stop.
I'm excited to see Nightside, artwork come up in my feed.
Yeah.
I'm reminded that eventually there will be another Kickstarter, and so that's the attitude to take, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't have a marketing department and a social media arm of that, a marketing department. So it's just got to be what I can do when I can do it.
Yeah.
You were talking at one point about doing some live streaming once you're actually on the board. Are you still thinking of doing that, live streaming work?
Yeah, if I can get the rig, the camera and all of that sort of set up properly. I haven't been able to conquer how best to do it yet. Like to do a show, a Club Domingo, instead of viewing my drawing board.
Right.
And we can talk as we draw, which I haven't done before. Not really, but that'd be a fun thing to do if I can organize it well.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done any live streaming at all. I can't remember if I've ever done it off my own bat. But I was considering setting up a camera for an extended period of like 4 hours or something, and just not talking to people, not interacting on the texting or whatever, but just like streaming it for however long the platform allows me to stream for. I don't even know how long it is. Are you allowed to just stream ad infinitum, to whatever platform you're on, and just sit there and draw for a few hours on a non-consequential page sort of thing, non-spoilery page.
Yeah, that would be fun to do. It's just, as I say, setting up the rig properly so you don't get wobbly table camera movement, and so it's all freestanding and won't budge if you moving the table and stuff around. There's
pretty
still
sure
the logistics of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the rise of people thinking that they're influencers means that you just go to Kmart and there is a whole section of all of the equipment that you would need, like the stands and the holders, and if you want one of those round lights and all of that, all of that is there, dirt cheap with an Anko brand on it, So, but Annabelle bought a pretty hefty stand once to put an iPad on for one of her art installations, and I've used it in the past for recording my drawings. So I think I'm set, and I'm not going to worry about lighting. And if my head gets in the way, and do you want to watch me draw, then be in the room with me. But I'm not. You're going to be there as an ethereal figure. I'm not going to interact with you, etc. So yeah, maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Well, all things that once you start the engine rolling of production again, like you can make those decisions and either do it or not do it and just keep on moving forward.
Yeah. But it's got to be not time consuming.
That's right.
Set up a piece of equipment and press whatever it is, stream, and then
and then forget about it, not be conscious of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which will be a test, because I'm never enjoyed doing live drawing.
Yeah.
Don't
Inking
ask
is a
me.
good warm up for that. If I do it for the Killaroo crossover where I'm just inking, that'll be a good warm up for that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Watch me do my painstaking hatching nonsense.
Watch me apply electrotone to photocopies.
Yeah. Never again.
Never again.
Where is my electrotone? I've got boxes full of it still. If you want it, anyone want it? It's a collector's item now.
Collector's item. Yeah, indeed. So so anyway, what does success look like? If anyone's got their versions of what success looks like for them, drop us a line and we'll read it out and have a discussion about. Yeah, and if there's something really interesting and unusual, we can have a chat about that as well.
Yeah. Do you ever do you have an ending in mind for the Jackaroo for
I
the
have a story ending for the character, but
yeah,
I don't envisage ever stopping drawing his adventures.
right,
So there is a story that is the last story of the Jackaroo, but
right.
that doesn't mean that I can't do other stories and like always add to the middle.
Sure. Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then that's as simple as I can make it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's oh, I'll shut up now because I
You
spoilers.
don't want to get it. Fair
Spoilers.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's that thing with the long form story like Cerebus or Bone or whatever. And like I do as a carrot on the end of a really long stick, I do think to myself, what's that day going to be like when I'm finally like inking the last panel of the last page of the amazing script that Michael has written that
yeah,
ties up greener pastures. And yes, we can do shorts and whatnot that fit in elsewhere,
yeah.
but to finish that story,
Which also plays to the. I have been thinking about doing that last story of the Jackaroo, at any time where I can get some time and just
yeah,
release it. Like this is the last story of the Jackaroo, and then you can get just busy filling in the gaps on how he gets there.
yeah, that's cool.
So I've been seriously considering doing that as well. So that's locked in. Your last thing is a brick in the wall. Now you've got
Yeah.
to build the rest of the wall.
So would you because it mean it's all time consuming, right? So what I'm about to suggest to you is this: would you um, do that story but not publish it? Um, and keep it unpublished until you feel like there's enough of the meat in between, because it that will be a hard, not a hard sell, but a hard explanation to readers saying this is the last story, and then they'll stop looking for you and looking for Jackaroo stuff, and you go, here's a new one, and everyone will be going, but you said that was the last one.
Yeah, well, that harkens back to my.
Chronologically the last one, but
Yeah, that harkens
sorry, go
back to
on.
the Robert E. Howard effect, where with his stories of Solomon Kane and Conan and his characters, he did them all out of chronological order and just had a little paragraph, an intro paragraph
Yeah,
in italics, going, "This story is set when Conan was a thief," or "This story was set when Conan was king," and you just you make the order that you want.
yeah,
You can tell the readers where it fits into the life chronology of the character, but
yeah,
if you feel like doing a story later in his career, go ahead and do it. If you feel
yeah,
like a young Jackaroo story, go right ahead and do it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's the stage I want to
exactly.
get to. So I think
Yeah,
so.
that's
Releasing
exciting.
the last story at some stage shouldn't impede me doing that, thinking that the readers may not understand that
Yeah,
there will be newer produced stories afterwards, but just set at different times of his life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you should definitely do that. That sounds pretty cool, actually.
It would be pretty whack. I mean,
Yeah,
if I was to release it now without doing the stuff that I'm working on now, and release it now ahead of time, just with the stories that are out there at the moment, people will be going, "What the fuck, Gary? What have you done?"
so there's my question again. Would you produce it and then keep it in your back pocket until it's the right time, just so that you know it's done and you've got the bow tied up, and you're not kind of getting to a point in your life where you're saying,
And Bo likes being towed up, apparently.
Yeah, right. I bet he does. Um, we're getting to a point in your life where you're saying, "I'm too tired to do this now," or incredibly, I've actually lost interest." But
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I would probably draw it, hold it back until not till the end of my days, but till it's just the right time to
yeah,
release it, and there's enough of the newer information that informs that last story for the reader to be able to follow it and go, so that's where that started, and that's where that ended. I
yeah.
get it now.
See, as a 35-year-old Gary Chaloner, you probably would never consider doing that last bit first,
No,
just in case. But as a 60-year-old Gary Chaloner,
yeah.
it
Again, my
becomes
idea of success when I was 35 is totally different, which would have been just an ongoing Jackaroo series that made enough
yeah,
money to make me draw more,
yeah,
and be the Mike Mignola or the Brothers Hernandez of Australia. Just keep on producing stuff,
yeah,
and success mounts on success. But now
yeah,
it's more about telling stories that I want to tell, and as you say, not necessarily in the right order, but in an order for the reader to be invested in enough.
Yeah. I think that's like I'm shooting myself as a reader in the foot because I want more Gary Chandler pages and I want them now. But that actually sounds to me like maybe after you do the werewolf story that you've got like on like next cab off the rank. But maybe after you've done that, it might be the right thing to do the last Jackaroo story and get that one in the
Yeah,
vault and ready to go.
I
I
think
think that'd
you,
be
I think you
amazing.
could be right. I think you could be right.
Wow. How seriously have you thought about that as a schedule for your working? Is today the
Schedule.
first day that you've really kind of
Yeah, it is. I've got it planned on paper as far as
yeah,
chronologically and what story where it fits before and after and stuff like that. But I've never really thought about, well, tomorrow, clean piece of paper, start drawing that last story.
yeah.
I haven't done that before because this werewolf story that I'm working on now is essentially the first Jackaroo story. It could be seen as as
Yeah.
as an origin story of the Jackaroo, and so
Cool.
it's not totally strange to go from the first one to the last
No,
to see
absolutely.
where where his life is bookended. Of that's the
Yeah.
way that started, that's the way it ended.
Yeah.
Now what's going on in the middle
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow. Well, Gary, I reckon we've set you up for the next uh, few years worth of Jackaroo pages. I reckon you get this werewolf story that acts as a bit of a origin for Keegan, and then do the last story, which is the end of Keegan. I suppose I don't know. I haven't got any inside track here, kiddies at home. Uh, but and then they could almost like you could publish those. I reckon like that feels like good bookends. And then say, do you want to know what happened in between? You want to know the adventures, or you could just hold on to that end story until you feel
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's all
exciting.
pretty exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Gary,
Yes.
how many pages do you reckon that ending would be? Is that a 50-page story, a
Oh
150
no,
page
no,
story,
no. I think by the time I get to it, it might
20,
be, like a 20 page or a single
a
issue's
20?
worth.
Oh
Yeah.
no, definitely get your werewolves done. Get us all excited about the Jackaroo again, Jack Keegan.
And asking the questions off the back of the werewolf story as to huh and huh.
Exactly. Because you also got your remastering and recoloring, right, of the stuff that's already been published as another co project at the same time, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. There's going to be the reissue online and then in print of the original adventure that was running back in the early Cyclones.
Yeah,
And that will be finished off as well. So while I'm remastering and colouring the first, I think it's 5 issues of the old Jackaroo material, um, while that 5 issues is happening, I'm drawing the werewolf story. And so when the werewolf story is finished, I
yeah,
should be able to swap back to finishing off that original Jackaroo adventure, which
yeah,
goes for, I think, in total 9 issues, 9 or 10 issues. So
yeah,
there's another 4 or 5 issues to draw there, which even that is pretty unexpected material in there that
yeah, yeah,
what I would have done if I'd kept on doing the early Cyclone Jackaroo material.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, so
Cool. So
and then
I think
beyond that, beyond the werewolf being completed and that original adventure being completed, beyond that will be freestanding adventures that again would just start with a paragraph saying this story takes place when he's taken over the Australiana, or he's still working as a mustering Jackaroo on the property
yeah,
in Queensland or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So I think we might have talked about this before, and I'm not exactly sure whether it was on camera or not, but the whole idea that if you have a work day, a comic book work day right? That the morning should be for drawing. In your case, I'm talking about the morning should be for drawing while you're fresh and your hands are going to do what they're asked to do.
Yeah,
And then the afternoon into the evening can be the remastering and coloring session of the day.
yeah, yeah,
And that feels like a great rhythm, and the rhythm builds momentum. And as soon as you get this CD cover out of the way, let's get that rhythm and momentum like
yep,
happening.
yep. That's right. Yeah. So, and yeah, this CD cover, I was trying to time it to be finished the same time you finish your remastering of the volume one. I'm a little bit behind, but like I'm quite intent on getting it finished over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So, all the timeline now is days away. It's not weeks away; it's days away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was the other thing I was going to say there? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But that whole idea of I was going to say that another part of what does success look like? It's that how do you phrase it? But knowing that every day that is my rhythm, and that is the outlook of the day is to sit and draw in the morning, sit and color in the afternoon, draw in the morning, color in the
And
afternoon,
it
and
feels
knowing
weird
that's
not
my
to do it.
life.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And feeling that it's weird if you don't do it.
Yeah, that's right. Having that be my daily cycle of life,
Yeah.
like that's where I think I've been trying to get to for 40 years.
Yeah, I think that's very important to have that. And
Yeah,
that creates its own momentum where, if you have to go to a family birthday party on a Saturday afternoon, but you really should be doing, X because it's allocated time where you can be drawing, that you're pulled back to do it so that you
yeah,
you resent your family and you resent your friends.
yeah. All of that's
You can get
terrible.
back behind the
Yeah,
drawing board. Yeah. And you start
yeah,
getting snippy and
yeah.
throwing erasers at people.
That's right. Throwing pencils at people.
Yeah.
Darts. Yeah,
Scalpels. Throw scalpels at people.
yeah.
I'm sick of doing this letter toning.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up. Like nightmares about
Triggering.
Yeah,
It's all over with
yeah.
now, Tim. It's all over with.
Just about.
Just about.
I've just remembered actually, like Amory did a proofread of all of the word balloons, and there's like, I don't know, 8 pages that have got a grammatical or spelling error that I've actually got to go back and make sure I fix those before I put them in InDesign. Otherwise, I'll forget completely.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And how satisfying is that to have a 30-year-old, 31 or 32-year-old spelling error finally fixed?
Exactly. Like those literature I was showing you earlier, I forgot to cut them out 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Get them done now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, how exciting. Well, that sounds fantastic. Let's get that flipping CD cover done.
Yeah. I'll show it to you next show because it'll be finished by then.
Brilliant.
Now, how's that?
Does that include color? Sorry.
It'll be grey toned. I'll just be grey toning it with a splash of colour just for the title or whatever. But it's all very smells like Eisner.
Yeah. But to do something just in grey tone, like even that takes me forever because I want to do like the color hold in the background, and that means all the masking and oh my God, and
they're so lovely. That
did
you end up distributing those to all that were on the
people who helped us on the movie, worked on the movie, got a print that size, and everyone who came to the screening got a postcard version. And
lovely. Cool.
When you finally come up to Sydney, you'll get your copy as well.
Oh, great! Just add to the luggage.
That's right. You can bring stuff up from your studio that you don't want anymore and dump it at my house. How does that sound?
I've got so much stuff here that you'd love. So much stuff. Yeah. And then Danny Best is saying, "Don't throw anything out. Anything you want to throw out, send it my way."
Yeah. Okay. How's that? That's the discussion for today. That's pretty amazing.
I think that's the big discussion for today.
All right. So one other thing before we tuck the kiddies into bed for the night is not a euphemism, is Stuart Black doing the Australian comic book trading card.
Indeed, that came out of
Yeah.
the blue, didn't it?
Just, but Stuart's a bit like that, right? Stuff
Yeah,
comes out
yeah.
of the blue with him.
I mean, not diminishing his idea or his efforts, but that idea has been floating around a little bit over the last 10 years that I've bumped into several people putting the idea forward, but more from a using artwork and characters using the original artist's artwork, which means copyright permission and stuff like that, which this might still involve. But I think Stuart is only using characters that he's got permission to use.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So yes, the idea has floated around for ages, for years, in fact, in fact, I'm sure at one point, probably back in 1997 or something, I thought that would be a cool thing to do as well.
yeah.
But who's done it? Stuart's doing it. So
Right.
let's
Yeah, yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
More power to him. As soon as he said, anybody want in? I went, yes, do a Trevor trading card. And Stuart's doing all the drawing.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
I
yeah.
think that's the trick, is that you're not stomping on anyone. Otherwise, you're just doing it all yourself. It's like you inking your team ups and stuff like that. Is that it's a bit of ownership to the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So more power to him. You've staked a claim for a card, is that right?
I've put my hand up. Yeah, he hasn't got back in touch yet, but I'm sure if I make the list, he'll be in touch.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's funny. The ones that I've seen, there are a couple of characters there that I've gone, "Who dat?"
That's because we're out of touch. Old men out of touch.
Yeah.
Do you think that you would do any more trading cards? Because with the release of Adventure Illustrated 1 and 2, you printed trading cards yourself based around your characters and a couple of mine because I was in the book as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying I won't completely 100%, but the idea is a bit of a turn off at the moment. So just producing the comic, because there are plans as well to do an Adventure Illustrated 3, but I want to get this Wolfman thing out the way first and then see where I'm at as far as that's concerned. Because the next Cyclone Force story plays into some information that is told in the original Jackaroo story that I've got to finish. So Wolfman and the original 9 or 10 issues of the Jackaroo story will inform Adventure Illustrated number 3's Cyclone Force story.
Yep.
So
cool.
certain ordering things. And then outside of all of that, there's still the Morton Stone Undertaker stuff that I'd love to get printed, which has massaged its way into the Jackaroo universe as well. So it all starts to make a bit of sense. In world building. So
is that what success will look like for you when there's like a series of spined books sitting on a shelf with
well regarded spined books would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, if what I'm doing is crap, I'd like it to be. Don't do it anymore, Gary. It's crap.
You're right.
You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself, old man.
I'm sure that'll never happen.
Oh, I don't know. It's on the cards. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh no, I'll shut up now. I do have a little something on the side that I'm doing with the Jackaroo as well, which I'll mention to you off camera. But you probably know about it already. But I just want to get back to it because it's something that I'd really like to see on the shelf and finished.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of Club Domingo After Dark.
That's right.
I mean, you don't get
it's a publishing thing. It's not like it's a statuette or an action figure or anything like that. It's actually another building block to the life of the Jackaroo that I'd like to start establishing as well.
Yeah.
So it's all about world building for me at the moment and just getting the art done. Yeah. Now you've actually got a final. You've got, talking of final stories and stuff. You've got the Trevor Bovis story mapped out with an ending, don't you?
Yeah.
It's all locked in.
Michael, at the moment, so let's change tracks for a moment. Is writing part of the pitch document for the Greener Pastures short film being pitched as a television show. So he's written. I think he's already written 2 episodes of a television show, and then mapping out what 3 seasons might look like. So while he's been doing that, especially with the consideration that we've changed Colin to Colleen, he's actually reimagining significant aspects of it at this point anyway, and who knows what would happen even if we get a television show. But with that in mind, he's kind of been saying to me, make sure you talk to me before you commit to pages of that final story, because I've got other things, which I've always thought like that I'm not going to just lock that down and Michael never gets to rewrite any of it. We're going to continue to talk about that, because I'm sure that as a writer, he's getting more and more interesting ideas to put in as well. But the bottom line, I think, answer to your question is, yeah, we've got like a full ending in sight, who Trevor really is and what he's really about, and how does that all resolve. It's not like an endless kind of adventures of Trevor. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Woof.
Well, will that do for this week?
I reckon. Jeepers.
I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to get the CD done, and then I'm excited to get back into Jackaroo artwork.
Yeah.
I've done heaps of prelim sketches, not just thumbnails or anything like that, on the Werewolf project. So I'm really keen on getting to be able to work those up into finished pieces and to actually ink it.
Yeah.
So I want to do a couple of those before I start doing actual pages. But
cool.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Like werewolf designs and stuff like that. You go out onto the internet, and there's so many different variations of what you'd like to do, and then there's what I had in my head. And so I've keep on going back to that all the time. Sure, when people read this Wolfman story, they're going to say, yeah, but insert complaint. Yeah, but insert complaint. Yeah.
Exactly. This is the Gary Chaloner Jackaroo universe werewolf. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, we're millimeters away. Millimeters away.
Kilometers
away.
Exactly. Kilometers, not kilometers.
Yeah, millimeters.
More comics, more often.
Yeah.
Okay.
More comics, more often. We'll see you later, kiddies.
Record settings. No record.
That was seamless, Gary.
I'm pausing. Let's try that again. More comics, more often.
More often, more comics. More.